So if you think you're going crazy, just check the time, folks. It might not be you.
Might just be the machine screwing with
you. What a great segue.
Yeah. Yeah, too bad we didn't start the show.
I bet that happens a lot, where there's like a gem, and you're like, damn it, that should have been for the pod.
Yeah. Maybe I can edit it in.
Work your magic.
All right, let's get started.
Cool. My initial question to you all: Would you want a robot friend?
Oh, wait, we haven't started yet. I gotta do the intro.
He's got a 10-second silent ramp up.
And jumping into the second part of the show.
No, I forgot to prepare gin. Said, oh yeah, by the way, don't say anything yet. Bert's running up to it.
Got it.
Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to Hope Something Sticks. I'm Burt.
I'm Matt.
And today we have a guest, Jim.
Can I talk now?
Clapping.
Yeah, you can say hi now.
I wasn't sure when I could jump in. Hi, everybody.
Hold for applause.
Hi, good to be here. Thanks for having me, fellas.
Yeah, sure. So Jen had a few ideas on some topics. But I guess before we get into that, I actually dipped into cryptocurrency a little bit for a while, like for the past 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So if you like playing the stock market but feel like it's too slow,
yeah,
cryptocurrency is the thing for you. So
it's gambling.
Yeah. So I've just been buying and selling, I think 3 times in the past 4 days. And it's pretty nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Like the first time I bought it, it was going up, and right after I bought it, tanked 6 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, gambling is a real problem. Ever since commission-free trading came in, I have been I thought I was, done with thinking about gambling as much. Nope, drag me right back. But, Dogecoin worked out. Dogecoin?
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin, yeah.
Yeah, I want to know about this. I want to know more about the creator of Dogecoin, because he did it just on a whim. He's like, oh, it'd be funny if I put this Shiba Inu on here.
Yeah.
And, see what people do with it. And now he's uber rich. So, I mean, yeah. I'm curious about what his story is.
I think he actually sold all of his holdings years ago for the equivalent of a Honda Civic.
So he's not getting anything now?
No, I don't think so.
No way. Talk about kicking yourself.
Shit.
That's like how the guy who composed the sounds for Apple, the opening, the intro sound clip. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, all the things. He didn't get intellectual property rights, and now he regrets it dearly because they still use those sound effects, and he would have got so many, so much royalty from that.
Oh.
But he doesn't have any rights to those sounds. He literally is the one who recorded them all when he used to work at Apple. But I saw an interview with him, and it's kind of heartbreaking because you can sense his deep regret, even years and years and years later.
Well, he does get the credit, right?
I think I'd rather have coins than credit.
Yeah, no. Of course. Yeah, no. You can keep the credit. I'll take the cash.
But you're saying at least he has something.
I mean, his great ancestors will be able to look him up on Wikipedia and know. Oh, look at that. That's why we're broke. It's this guy's fault right here. We found it.
Yeah, but hey, everyone, as long as you have a Wikipedia legacy, that's all that matters.
I guess my family's a lot sneakier about who wasted all the money. We can't pinpoint it on anybody, so everybody's just like, I guess it wasn't anybody's fault except everybody's.
Yeah. So yeah. So right now, all I'm invested in is Dogecoin, and not like a whole lot. I was buying and selling Ethereum, and it actually turned out pretty good. I increased my total capital by 6.25% in 4 days.
Nice. Yeah, I think you.
Yeah.
Screenshots. You need to put some screenshots up too. You gotta prove. You have to prove your positions. You can't just go saying shit.
So, are you all on Robinhood?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, that was the easiest way to deal in it. I've been doing a lot more research on it because I thought the whole point of it was to be decentralized, but it's so convoluted to like do it off of Robinhood. Like if you go through like MetaMask, or they all have goofy ass names too.
Yeah, are you talking about
like MetaMask and Compound and
are these
Aave?
all like trading?
Yeah, all the
apps?
Companies that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Well, that's what's weird about it is that you have to go to an exchange through, or that's one way of doing it, and the whole mining thing is just the fees that going from one app to the next.
Does no one use traditional platforms like Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade anymore? Is this not a millennial thing?
No, I use those too, but you can't get into crypto by
specifically
with those
for crypto.
brokerage accounts.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, it's quite convoluted.
Huh.
Yeah.
Some of those fees are like hundreds of dollars.
So it's like, who's Robinhood's competitor? It sounds like they cornered the market on crypto trading.
Not crypto, not on trading in general. They're doing really good, but there's apps that just deal in crypto. And I actually saw on Robinhood, another good thing on Robinhood is they have like a whole bunch of associated stories, like with whatever thing you're looking at. And I saw that one of the bigger crypto apps is going to add Dogecoin soon. So I'm thinking Dogecoin's going to go up by a lot in the next 2 months. That's when they're adding it.
Coinbase is the one that's adding it. That's the big one. They're the one that actually had an IPO. So.
Oh yeah, there's this article I still need to read about like the SEC starting to regulate and like publishing guidance on crypto regulation.
They can try.
That actually, I need to read it for my job, but also it'd be really interesting to see what the regulators do in this space.
Yeah.
If you're looking for some good nighttime reading, if you have trouble sleeping.
Riveting stuff.
I don't know. Can they even do anything? It doesn't seem like they could ever do anything.
Yeah, I think they have some jurisdiction in the space, but it's all how you define.
But the fines,
if
the fines are like nothing.
If they say they do.
Yeah, and it's just in the definition, right, of what a security is.
Yeah. I think it's kind of bullshit that government taxes like stuff like this. Do they tax cryptocurrency trading?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's an asset. You got to be careful doing it a million times. You're gonna have to declare every fucking one of those things.
Yeah. No. Well, it's fine because Robinhood just you can just export a report, and then most like tax applications will import the PDF that's exported, and then it'll just put it all in.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to if you're able to stomach the volatility, because like you were saying, it is a wild ride. So if you get anxiety from watching watching the value fall.
Yeah, you can watch it. You can watch it live too.
Yeah.
So it's like down to like, it's like you're literally looking at a number. just going by like tens of thousands of a cent up and down.
Yeah.
For Dogecoin, yeah. Ethereum is around 4,000. But I quit doing that just because I kept looking at my Robinhood app because of just the volatility of it.
Right.
And so I was like, I probably shouldn't be doing this too much, like at work.
Yeah. All the guys on the production floor, they're doing the same shit.
That's funny.
So yeah. So I just bought like 45. So right now all I have is like 45 Dogecoins, and I'm just going to sit on that in case like it goes like way up. So I bought it for about 50 cents. So, I mean, and I feel like somehow
you're getting anxiety over $40?
No. First of all, it was $20. No, I was getting anxiety. No. I was
Oh man. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm coughing.
No, that was just for Dogecoin. For Ethereum, I was putting in thousands of dollars.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's what I stopped. This is just
gotcha.
Here. You know what? Let me just put in $20.
Now we're talking.
$20 on Dogecoin. If it gets to like 10 or 50, then that's a good chunk of change right there. For just like for a $20 investment. So, yeah, that I'm just gonna sit on and not worry because, whatever. I just put in $20. Doesn't matter.
Right. It's really interesting that it like facilitates more of like a gambling or like a short-term mentality versus like the very traditional like set it and forget it type of investing. Because it is fun. I can see how it's fun to monitor it live, especially if like other people are doing it too.
Yeah, but it is basically just it's basically like a casino game where it's just it's more like it's actually more like a game show game where you just have like numbers going up and down. It's like
it's totally gamified.
Should I hit the button now? Yeah.
Have you guys heard of
It's very dangerous.
Speaking of like online gambling, digital horse racing?
No, I haven't really got into that.
Yeah, I only know of one so far called Zed Run. I forget where I even heard of it, but there might be others where you can buy a horse. It's a digital, I think it's related to NFTs, and you buy it and then you race it, and you can win actual money from these online only horse races.
Are these actual horses or
totally
horses?
fictional?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they have like different breeds, like again, totally made up breeds, but like they're in different classes, like so some will be more expensive than others. I think you can get some for as quote unquote cheap as a couple $100. I don't know what the most expensive ones are, but that's the baseline.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some yeah, that's some hardcore gambling problem right there. If you're
how long until everyone is addicted? Like this is
to whatever
super
form of online gambling you want, because it's taking many different forms.
Yeah, but this is
right.
But this isn't even gambling on real things anymore. It's gambling like on a algorithm of the thing that you're gambling on.
Yeah, exactly.
And who, like, what? Yeah, exactly. What determines the winner?
Yeah, probably an algorithm. Like it takes like all the whatchamacallit. I imagine it just takes all the stats of the horses and then based on that will randomly spit out a winner.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. Like I imagine it's not completely arbitrary, but
yeah, like it's probably like the best type of horse has like has a higher percentage chance of like this horse and
Yeah, I googled it now.
So,
how can you tell which horse will win? Stall gate position, finishing place from previous races, days since last race, jockey and trainer data.
Yeah.
So there are some factors. It looks
so there's a whole bunch. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of data points. Okay, even outside the horse.
Right.
And then it takes all that into account, gives it a percentage, and then like just basically spins the digital wheel, and
Oh, and check this out. This headline says a digital racehorse just changed hands for $125,000.
Wow. I mean,
So I guess if you've like, built up your horse to have all these good stats, then it might be actually worth real money.
But if you lose a single race, your stats go down. So how do you give your horse good stats?
Well,
I missed that part.
Well, you have to buy a thoroughbred and get like the good jockey.
Are you just making this up?
I mean, I'm just.
Where are you reading this?
What? Just listen to what Jen said. That's what she said. Dark web. But that's funny. I wonder how deep does that go? Like, is there like digital like horse breeding in the application?
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
I mean, it might go pretty
horse
deep.
out to stud.
But it's interesting. It's like looks like it got like a nod of legitimacy because it said like the owners of Preakness, like the actual horse race, like partnered with them to create a limited edition NFT for auction. Maybe it's like a if you can't beat them, join them type of thing.
Yeah, I guess so. So can you like try to give your horse steroids on the DL? This percentage chance of getting caught.
Yeah, it's a whole digital world.
It's pretty nice. So so Jen, you had a few topics you wanted to talk about?
Yes, I did. All on the topic of digital and the merging of the real and the virtual. But there's an interesting Atlantic article. This is now like a few years old, but I think it was when smart devices, smart speakers were starting to really gain popularity, and it just like brought up questions of like what does that mean for the future? Because pretty much it's like every household, most households will have one of these smart speakers, and it's convenient, sure, but that always comes at a cost, right? Privacy, security, and
waiting for the patch to download.
Yeah, and it's like now it's smart speakers, but pretty soon it's going to be like whole digital assistants, your own little R2D2 following you around. And in order to be more helpful, they're going to have to know things about us, record our moves, things we say, things we look up, and all that. The most benign example now being like targeted ads, right? So like maybe at most they're annoying, but they're not real like infringing on our lives or anything. But yeah, it just got me thinking like if it's a very sophisticated robot that you have in your home, like an AI robot or something, there'll be a lot of upsides and convenience and maybe even things like companionship, but what dangers might there be in that? Or maybe not. Maybe we're just overthinking it, and they'll just be like fun little like robot friends to have around.
Jeff Bezos knows all your kinks.
But yeah. To say the least.
But, yeah, I mean, we're kind of as far as privacy goes. Like, if you have like an Alexa, you're pretty much already there as far as what people like, what these companies know about you.
Yeah, even just from like my Google searches, you can tell so much about me.
Yeah,
and that's like the tip of the iceberg in terms of like of what they know about me. But it's it is really convenient, I will say. So I was pretty hesitant about getting on the smart speaker bandwagon, but I got it as a gift. So I was like, okay, well, we'll see how this works. And now I kind of want everything to be voice controlled. Like even this morning when I was waking up, like I wanted to open the curtains, but I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to get up. So I was like, if only I could say, Alexa, open my curtains. Alexa, make me a cup of coffee. Right? You can imagine getting really used to that, right? And then it's like, and then she knows everything about your morning routine. Again, and that's only like one little slice of your life. If everyone has one of these,
wouldn't you? I don't know. I'm still kind of old school. I still kind of like making stuff with my hands and doing things with my hands.
Do you have a flip phone?
I don't know if I can give you. It's called a jitterbug. Thank you.
Is that the one where elderly people can call 911 and?
Yeah, that was that massive one. Yeah, that had like 8 buttons on it.
Yeah.
I mean, the alternative was carrying around a payphone.
Oh, what's that?
The alternative would have been running around looking for payphones.
Oh, a payphone, yeah.
But
yeah, what are those? Smoke signals. Yeah. That's what I use.
No, I can't even stand it because the half the time that voice activation is not even. I don't know what kind of smart speaker did you get? Because my brother's got one, and it's terrible. I think you have to yell at it. the technology's not there yet. So yeah, I think that some of it's overreacting.
Right.
Where everybody thinks that this is going way too fast, but then again, I mean, look at like the Army failure videos of their drone, like their robot program, and you'll see this is like the top of the line sales pitch type scenario. So you'd think that it would be perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
these robots are hilarious. The funniest fucking things.
Yeah, no, you're right. They're.
It's like hopping around on one leg, and it's and it's not like super difficult tasks. They're trying to open a door.
Right. Yeah, there are definitely plenty of examples of hilarity ensuing with like robots that are not quite there yet.
Yes.
I mean, you know, AI machines too, with like learning, being able to self-learn or self-teach. Well, I guess if it's self, you're both teaching and learning. Okay. Well, like for example, they were showing all these images of like a tench, which is a type of fish, to try to get the machine to like recognize it, and it learned, and so it was able to identify it. But when asked like, okay, so how are you identifying it, it included fingers in the fish, on the fish, because apparently all the images it had been shown was of people holding this fish, because it's like a trophy fish, so it thought that it was like part of the fish's body. Yeah, and that's just one example. But, you know, the advancements are speeding up. And, yeah, I definitely think it's like, you know, getting ahead of ourselves to ask questions even about things like, oh, will they be able to emote? That's like way down the line. That said, it's kind of fun to think about.
But, yeah.
And I think we're definitely headed in that direction. So whether it's sooner or later, you know, we're going to be confronted with these questions. I mean, driverless cars, too. I thought that was farther off than it was. Basically, just rewatch Minority Report. That's our future.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, even with like, do you remember the scene where he's walking through the, I don't know what it is, the establishment, where it's like you can immerse yourself in virtual reality, like whatever fantasy you want. There's like, you know, people who are like rock stars or like performing in front of millions of people, all VR, and then obviously like sex fantasies too, as you might imagine. But like. No, who would have thought?
No, we don't talk about that. This is a clean show. Come on.
Burt, you can edit that out, right?
I could.
Gutter.
Again, work.
But like,
money. Give him money. He needs the money.
Dogecoin?
Transfer your Dogecoin to wallet EI9788293.
But yeah, a few years ago, like at our local mall, they opened up a VR store, and I didn't try it, but it seemed really cool. Like you could like sign up with like a bunch of your friends, and you were like a team on a mission, and so all of you were like, you put on the VR goggles or whatever, and you were in the same environment, virtual environment. And I don't know if it was like a space mission or something, but like you all worked together in this environment. So yeah, that reminded me of the scene in Minority Report. I was thinking like, oh, maybe we're not that far off from that.
Well, as someone who kind of works with an artificial intelligence, you never. I don't think you have to worry about them having emotions unless you program them to have emotions. Like they're very limited to what you specify them to. Like, you know, like with the fish and the fingers, like they just take the analytics that you give them and just base, you know, their decision off of that. So yeah,
garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah, that's what my doctor said about my diet. Yeah.
My microphone has always loved you. Oh man, there, nice job. That's our Futurama reference for the episode. Mop bucket has always loved you. Because Scruffy's mop bucket.
Yeah, the only reference I remember is HO in Mexico.
Nice.
Yeah.
This door fell off.
What's his name? What's Bender's first name?
It's Bender.
Bender.
Bending Rodriguez.
Yes, thank you. That's what I was trying to think of. I know he had a funny middle name. Bender Bending Rodriguez. HO in Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my favorite scene was like when was Fry sad or something, and he like locks himself in his room, and he's listening to like rap, like hardcore hip hop or something, and Leela's like, you can't just stay in there all day listening to classical music.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was
you
listening.
gotta come out here, Fry.
Yeah, it was MC Hammer's song. I like big butts.
Oh, was it that?
Yeah, that's that.
That was Sir
Anyway.
Mix-a-Lot. Thank you very much.
Don't want none.
But
Yeah, I was rereading the lyrics to Baby Got Back the other day. It's pure poetry, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, that's why it's classical music in the year 3000.
That's right, classical music.
Yeah.
Very thoughtful and well written.
Yeah, that was the episode that Fry got like a whole bunch of money because he had like a few dollars in his bank account, and it compounded to like billions of dollars in the year 3000.
And then he lost it all?
Well, yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, he didn't lose it all.
No, he spent it all.
He spent a good amount. He still had a whole lot left, but mom from Mom Corp like stole all his money to get his sardines because she thought he was going to implant anchovies, right?
No, they were.
She thought he was going to implant anchovy DNA into a whole bunch of kids to get like super robot oil.
Oh my gosh, can we just talk about how hilarious the last two sentences you said were? We'll replay it back. It's funny.
Hey, all
Hypnotoad. Oh my
Futurama.
gosh. Death by Snoo Snoo. Yeah. Good way to go.
Yeah. I never thought I'd die like this. I just really hoped.
Maybe it'll blow your mind.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was so many great episodes. But yeah, that was great. Like when they were getting punished, and Kif, the most beautiful of the men, you make love to the most beautiful women in Amazonia. Then the large women, then the petite women, then the large women again.
Do you remember the neutrals when he's like, they're like, the neutrals are going off to war or something, and it's like, one of the neutrals says, if I die today, tell my wife I said hello.
Yeah. Should we do something, your neutralists? All I know is my gut says maybe.
That's right. The greatest answer, maybe.
And as usual, Futurama has.
Yeah. Well, there was that other topic I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you guys want to get into that.
Yeah, go for it. We got 15 minutes.
Oh, 15 minutes?
Yep.
Well, I guess before we do that, my last thought on the whole AI thing is like, I watched I Am Mother the other day. It's
Right.
pretty good. Like if you're into sci-fi and stuff, like I would recommend it.
Yeah.
Oh, was that as in like disagree?
No, I saw it as well.
Oh, I thought you were like, eh.
No, he was like,
It's pretty good.
I think I
was
kind
like
of
grunt
expected
of
a little more
recognition.
from the ending, but
I'm like,
Don't worry, Jim. Soon you'll have an AI that'll tell you what his grunts mean.
that translates.
Then I'm gonna do I'm gonna do fake grunting now to screw up the data.
Just throw it off. Yeah, that's like the equivalent of searching for lawnmowers for your anniversary gift. But yeah, in watching the interaction between like the robot mom and the human daughter, I gotta say, like, I could envision myself like becoming friends or like becoming like having a bond with like a robot. And I think part of it had to do with the robot mom's voice. It was so calming and soothing and like all-knowing that like I think you can't help but just be like trusting of it. So like in the past I thought like there's no way I would, you know, consider like a robot a friend or like think of it as a confidant or something. But yeah, after watching the movie and the depiction of this robot mom, I was like, maybe I could totally see myself having like a buddy at home who tells me like everything will be all right.
Yeah.
Don't worry about a thing.
I think it's called ASMR, and you can look up the videos on YouTube.
Oh yeah, actually I really like ASMR. It helps me fall asleep.
Yeah, no, you're in for it. Oh man, if anybody's listening and hasn't tried it yet, do yourself a favor. You're in for a treat.
Yeah, no, that's cool. You know what it is. I had a lot of trouble sleeping during law school, and when I, you know, afterwards too, when I started working, and that was the only thing that helped me fall asleep. Because there are such a big variety of different ASMR videos, but the ones I listen to are exactly that, like the calming voice, like soothe your anxieties and stuff. Yeah, it was really helpful. Mm-hmm. So I guess if you attach that to a robot, like, hey, 10 times more helpful, possibly. But I guess your point is like you don't need a bot; just turn on your laptop.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean you know what you want. Why you're relying on a robot to tell you what you want?
Because the robot could also give you a hug while it's doing it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the robot could braid your hair and draw you a bath. All things I'm sure you guys are interested in. Oh, Matt.
Yeah, we're all...
Matt, the bot could braid your hair.
It's not that long anymore. I chopped off like half of it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, it had to go.
That was the source of your power.
Is it like Hanson brother length? How long is it now?
No, it's
Hanson
not.
brother.
Where are we? Hang on.
Or is it longer than that still?
Gotta get the old measuring tape out.
Yeah, I remember your hair was longer than mine before.
Yeah, it was really long for a while.
Yeah, it was at least it was over a foot for sure.
Yeah.
It's shoulder length now.
Shoulder length? That's so short.
Yeah. I don't know if what was chopped off was actually still hair at that point.
Had it turned into an appendage? What do you mean?
Yeah, no.
You had nerve endings in your hair?
Just it was all garbage.
It's mostly just a trap for dead bugs.
And combs.
Yeah.
Lost a couple combs back there.
And scraps of meals for later.
The comb wars of 2018.
Yeah.
Never forget.
Oh, well, my hair's longer than yours now. Wow. Did I win this race?
Congratulations. I'll send you your trophy.
Everything's a competition, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
So yeah, I guess like super quick with whatever time we have left. Japan's Rent-A-Friend. It's an industry, or at least it's a big company. Yeah, it's been around, I think for many years now, but they have a stable of 800 actors. And you can hire them for whatever you want. I mean, it's non-sexual.
They refer to it as a stable?
Like, what's that?
They refer to it as a stable?
No, that was my word.
Oh.
Possibly a poor choice of words.
No,
Listen,
I like that.
I have digital horse racing on my mind, okay?
We deal in man flesh here.
But yeah, okay, so check it out. You can hire them to be like, you know, like a deceased parent if you really miss them, you know?
Holy
or
shit.
like, yeah, oh, I know, we're starting heavy.
Oh, no, that's,
But like, okay, check this out, like, for a child, like of a single mom, apparently people or like kids like that get bullied a lot in Japan, just like a cultural thing. So, you know, you can hire a father to like play the child's dad. Parents for your wedding, groomsmen for your wedding, an actual groom, Right? Say your parents are like really pressuring their daughter, like, hey, you gotta find someone, settle down. And she's like not interested in settling down or like can't find someone. So you introduce your parents to this actor who you say, this is my fiance. You can like marry them. They'll do the whole thing, the whole deal.
Well, what happens when that actor doesn't, leaves the company? He's like, oh yeah, he got hit by a car and is dead now.
So now she's a widow. This is getting way out of hand.
Well, then the company has to hire an actor. Then you have to hire an actor to play the actor who was acting like your husband.
You have to get someone looking pretty similar. It's like, do you look like different? Did you always have that mole on your left chin? On the left side of your chin?
Well, that's the thing too. Like, you can specify how you want someone to look, how you want them to act, the things you want them to say. Like, there are some women who like hire spouses who have either like left or like passed away or whatever, and they'll say like, I want you to act like you're tired from a long day, but you're still really happy to be home and to see me. Like, you can get very very specific.
Wow,
that's pretty nuts. There's a lot of similar stuff like that in Japan. Like, I think Japan is going through a major social decline. Because, like, there's that. There's... You can, like, you can rent a family, friends. You can just have a person... Like, there's a whole business where people just come and, like, snuggle with you for, like, however amount of time you want. Yeah. And you're just like paying for all these, social interactions without actually going out to have them like, just like in real life, like, like have it as like a like go out and meet people. Like, you're just paying actors or people to do these things for you for an amount of time.
I mean, no, absolutely. There's so much to like talk about with everything you said. I guess the one thing would be a lot of these times, these interactions become like actual friendships or actual relationships. I mean, I think the actors are discouraged / prohibited from, like pursuing these like relationships that might become legit. So for example, a lot of these women who hire people to play like their deceased husbands or whatever, like end up proposing to these actor guys because they develop a real affinity for them and a real attachment.
Right.
And even with like one of the male actors who has played like a groom in multiple different weddings, he was saying like you plan for this wedding like an actual wedding. So he's meeting with this woman who hired him, and like they're talking about the wedding, and during the actual ceremony itself they're like looking into each other's eyes and like saying vows and stuff. And he was saying like, I've become very emotional at these things because I actually develop some kind of an attachment or affinity for this woman. And so he doesn't like pursue it, but through like getting to know this person and like even just going through the motions, like he develops a genuine emotion.
That's awesome. So there you go, Burt. There's your social decline. That's more like social evolution.
I don't know, because again, but then he doesn't act on it. Like, just think about it, like that poor actor who gets fake married so many times, and maybe he wants like an actual wife and family.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like he just found one at the end of that story, unless of course he's just being tortured over.
That's what it is. That's what I got from Jin.
All right, so you're not allowed to sell yourself into slavery.
No, you're not. You're not allowed to have an actual relationship with your customers.
But it doesn't prevent you from developing feelings for them.
Okay.
Yeah, but at first I was really, you hear about this and you're like, well, what is this, like fake like transactional relationships? But then I read about how it like developed into actual friendships in some cases. And I'm like, oh, maybe there's something to that. Like, regardless of how the origins or what the origins are, whether it was an organic development or, made up synthetic, like, if it results in something real, then...
Sure. Yeah, if that does happen. I mean...
Maybe you can't hate on it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it's not a totally new idea, because apparently, like, in ancient Greece and Rome, like, people hired mourners at funerals. And like in England, I think you can, similar thing, you can rent a mourner for your funeral. And I think that service is like, it's fairly new. It's like less than a decade old. And so, this was from an article I was reading, and it was saying, like, it's kind of an extension of the service that, like, babysitters, cooks that you hire. It's like an extension of the same service.
Right.
You're just outsourcing, like, one more thing in your life. Japanese culture, and actually in a lot of Asian cultures, and I suppose other cultures too, there's a whole thing about saving face. Like, how an appearance of something is very, very important. And that, like the whole thing about, there was an example of a mom who hired a dad because, like, the preschool for her kid, like, was kind of prejudiced against, like, or had a prejudice against single moms, but, like, she really wanted her kid to get into the school, so she hired a dad. But the whole, like, appearance and how important appearance is, like, that could make it really tough for people who, like, just want to live their lives, but they feel like they like that pull to appear a certain way is so strong that they have to resort to, like, hiring someone just for, like, appearance sake. Like, to hell with social norms and appearances. Yeah. But Bert, to your other point about the whole, like, need for companionship, I think that's another very big part of it. Like the whole hiring, like, cuddle buddies and stuff. Like, I think that speaks to something a little different, which is, like, despite how you appear or not, just in your personal life, you crave that, companionship. As everyone does, we're all social animals, and if the pandemic has shown us anything, it's like how hard it is when you're isolated and you don't have that human contact. And so if you have to, get to the point where you're like, it's transactional and you're hiring someone for money to do that, then you'll do it because it's such a strong human need. I was in Hong Kong for a few weeks. This is many years ago for work, and it was just me there. And there's a very lively district with, like, a bunch of bars and restaurants and stuff. And I would walk past it on my way home, and it made me actually feel more lonely, even though it was so lively and bustling, because it's like I was surrounded by all these people having fun, like you were saying, in their own little groups and friends, and it was just me. So it was just that really stark contrast that made me feel more isolated. So it's like the whole proximity without intimacy thing. It's like, yeah, sure. It's like, what is it? Lonely in a crowd is definitely. I wanted to make some, like, recommendations too. Have you guys seen Whitney Cummings stand-up, Can I Touch It? This is so old. It's, like, from years and years and years ago. But it's funny, just, like, in and of itself, it's funny. But also, she has a portion, like a segment, where she talks about how she got a robot made. Like, she went to a factory that, like, custom makes these robots. It's interesting also for that part. But it's just funny in general. And then Ronny Chang also has a stand-up, which is a little more recent. I forget what that one's called. But yeah, he talks about Amazon and ordering things and how you just end up wanting things, like, more and more promptly. And I can imagine, like, it'll evolve into, like, predicting what you'll want and what you'll need, and, like, ordering it maybe before you even click buy. But anyway, yeah, those are a couple recommendations. And Matt, like, you watched Maniac, right? So they actually had a scene with what they called a proxy friend in one of the episodes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking about while we were talking about it, I keep thinking about that.
Yeah,
spacing out
that was the same idea.
Yeah. I think that, yeah. I can see both sides of the argument. It's really tough. Can't really make a decision on that. This needs more thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, sometimes people just need a friend.
Right.
Or, they need companionship or whatever the hell. It's really it's an extension of sex work. It's the same shit.
Yeah, I think with all things like this, technology-enabled things, like, or tools in general, like, it's great if it's used as such, as a tool, or, like, something to assist you. But at the point where it starts becoming a crutch or a substitute for something more real is when you have to be more careful.
Right. Then you go around marrying your mop bucket.
Or your Roomba.
Yeah, right.
She's helpful, but, she ain't a person.
Hey, my work has a thing called the 10-second rule. So if you're about to say something, let's say not safe for work, you gotta have you just say 10-second rule, and then everybody just fills in the blank with whatever they like.
That's funny. So then
just 10 seconds.
So you don't actually say what you were thinking of saying.
You don't actually say the thing, so that way nobody, has to have a lawsuit.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I
just 10-second rule myself.
I thought you were gonna say, when you drop your hamburger, 10-second rule.
Damn, 10 seconds. It's a long time.
That's true. But 10 seconds is also a long time to think of some pretty dark things to, not safe for work phrases that you could conjure up.
Just what? Yep. It's all about timing. So if you screw the timing up, then you're good.
Nice. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot to think about for sure. Things that'll come up going forward too for us as technology becomes more advanced. But I think I was just ruminating all this stuff, and I think what I came down to is all these whether it's an AI bot or companion or people you hire to be your friend or family members or whatever, they're all just efforts to recreate actual human interactions and connections, right? So it's if we have the real thing in our friends and our family or a bigger community or whatever, then that's very valuable and it's something to be grateful for.
Burt, I think we got it. Uh-oh. All right, well, that's it for us. If you want to go ahead and contact us, you can always email in at hopesomething.sticks@gmail.com.
So I guess more...
Same time tomorrow.
So more, not enough Gator football talk though, huh?
Damn it, we didn't even say one thing about it.
Yeah, so
I think we got a solid 3 hours of us bullshitting about that. It's good.
Yeah, if you could make my cackling laughter sound more ladylike, that would be amazing. Thank you.
Hey, now you're getting the idea.